This week on Convincing Idiots, our main event, we put out to the Olympics. We give our ultimate Olympic events that isn't in the Olympics. We're going to create a whole new Olympics this week on Convincing Idiots. So, well, if you hear the music playing, it's because the show's about to start. So, let's start the show.
Enjoy your whatever that is.
All right. Test.
Three.
Hello and welcome back to the greatest spectacle in all of podcasting, Convincing Idiots. That's right, we are the best of the best. Millennial Nick alongside Gen X Brian and the Zennial Dean.
We're the best around.
And nothing's ever going to keep us down, and nothing is ever going to keep your ears away from this podcast. Sorry, I ran out of runway there. I didn't know where I was going with that. Couldn't quite land it.
That was fun. It was fun to listen to, if anything.
In our final segment, what I'm going for is that we're the best.
Oh no,
and
the wheel came off.
In the spirit of being the best, we're going to talk about the best. We've been watching much of the best right now in the Olympic Games, and we decided. The Winter Olympics are a lot of fun, right? There's a lot of games that we enjoy watching, but maybe there's some events in the Winter Olympics that are not, but maybe should be. So for this final segment, we'll each be bringing to the table 3 of our submissions of Winter Olympic games that we feel like should exist that do not. And then we're going to pick 5 of them that will enter, hopefully, into the, what would it be, 2030 Winter Olympics. Maybe some of them we'll see there. So
now, just as a caveat, I want to let everybody know, these don't necessarily have to be games that are, that are on the board to become an Olympic event. These could be hobbies or sports, or you know what I mean? Like they don't necessarily have to be like, oh, that would definitely be a win. This could be a winter activity, so to speak. So just to let everybody know that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, you want to give your list then?
Yeah. I'll start there. Because my number 1 is snowball fights.
Okay.
Again, we're not going in arguments right now. So I'm just listing them: snowball fights, ice sculpting,
okay,
and ice fishing.
Okay, very good.
That
like
is
it,
my
Brian. What you got?
I have snowball fights.
Yeah.
I have ice sculpting.
Yeah.
And sledding.
Oh, we were so close.
Okay.
By sledding, going down a hill. That type of stuff.
Literally was the thing I thought of before ice fishing.
Nick?
All right. I don't match up with any of you guys on these.
Okay.
So here are my submissions, and mine will take some explaining after the fact. So 1, we have igloo building. 2, curling slipper racing, and 3, hockey tennis.
Tennis.
So these are made-up sports, as you could probably tell, that I have made up, and I'll tell you a little bit about them when we get to that point. So,
all right.
Gen X Brian here from the Convincing Idiots podcast. If you're enjoying our show, tell a friend. And if you're not, well, tell 2 enemies.
So,
All right.
why don't I tell you about the first one right now? And this is the one I
for it.
want to see the very most. Two of my favorite sports to watch, hands down, are hockey and tennis. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to basically have a tennis game being played, but on ice skates? I feel like you might have to
Hmm.
use a different type of ball. I haven't worked that out yet. Maybe a rubber ball or something more of a
Sure.
wiffle ball, something like that. Something with
Mhm.
tennis balls certainly bounce, but the fuzz on it with the ice and the temperature, and I feel like you need something more of like a rubber ball. I almost think like a chewing dog ball, something like that. So haven't quite worked out. I don't know if we want, because you'd have to account for the change of speed
Mhm.
with being on ice skates. So I think it would
Mhm.
be impressive from an athletic standpoint, being that in tennis there's a lot of quick back and forth. So
Yeah,
we're talking
difficult.
you got to be great on your edges on skate. You have to be a premier ice
Hmm.
skater to be
Yeah.
able to get back and forth with the quickness to where the ball's going to go. By the same token, you're going to get from point A to point B faster on skates than you would typically huffing it, right? You might have to change you might have to have a bigger surface than what a tennis court traditionally allows, but ultimately I just want to see people play the game of tennis on on a sheet of ice, and
These
with
singles or doubles or you have or
in
either
my
or.
head it's singles, but I would be open
Mhm.
to double. Doubles might be a little more dangerous.
Yeah,
you
a little
really
bit.
you really got to communicate out there with your partner.
Well,
I mean, you
you
already
cut
have the
cut
chance
somebody's
of
foot. Yeah. Yeah.
you already
Yeah.
have the extreme chance of slipping on the ice and catching an eyeball in the corner
Sure,
of the
sure.
That's
table.
that is
So
true. Yeah.
So, and there's
Hmm.
another thing you would have to, you would absolutely have to be padded up for this, right? You can't be dressed like a tennis player just with, knife shoes on. You gotta be fully padded up, and which might make some of your mobility a little different. So maybe we make the rackets a little larger. Haven't worked all
okay,
that out, but essentially, I want tennis on a sheet of ice. That is what
okay,
hockey tennis is.
all right,
Okay.
that could be fun.
Yep.
I can see
Mhm.
that. All right,
Tell me
let
about
me jump.
snowball fighting, if I may. I don't. Maybe you had an idea, but I want your guys' idea of. I have it in my head what I think it is, but what
Okay,
does Olympic snowball fighting look like to you guys?
Olympic snowball fighting to me is a team sport.
Mhm.
Definitely a team sport, and kind of picturing, like you're going to use the igloos that was already built in your event, because that's going to
Okay.
go first, obviously. And they're kind of, it's like capture the flag. It's like paintball, but with
Okay.
snowballs.
Okay. Okay.
Um, you could even have doubles where it's just like what is that old colonial fighting where they're just across from each other, just throwing it like dodgeball at each other.
Okay.
I don't
That's
know.
what I
There's
in my
different
head initially was
there's
thinking, like a dodgeball type
there's
thing.
different events in the snowball, just like there's different ice skating events or different speed skating events, long range, short range, different hills, that sort of thing. And in snowball fighting, in my head, there's going to be multi-layered events in this.
Okay.
Brian, what do you think? How do you see it?
I pictured it sort of similar. Definitely a team sport,
Mm-hmm.
and there's both teams at the same type of barricades, whatever that is.
Right.
The snow, different levels or whatever it is. And like you said, like a dodgeball type thing. Once you are hit, you are out.
Yep. There's
Right?
judges, there's line judges, watching.
Yeah. And there's no pre-made snowball, none of that stuff. You got to run out there,
Oh yeah,
and you
yeah.
have
You
to.
got to pack it yourself. Yeah.
There's a craft to, of course, make a good snowball and
Right.
timing
Which you've been
and getting
practicing all year for.
Sure, and just like a kid, you gotta watch while you're packing and whatever it is. So, the more effective snowball you make, now it could take longer, so you're risking to get hit, or do you
Yep.
just make one quickly and just to get more out there? So there's definitely strategy and different aspects of it like that as well. So
I like that.
yeah, or I pictured, like you say, like a paintball type of thing where teams are like in a maze type of thing. You know what I mean? You're sort of in a snow. Maybe that's a different.
You remember
And you're just
back in
sort of.
back
Go
in
ahead.
'87 when Tommy snow throws got in trouble for putting rocks in those snowballs. Got disqualified from the nationals.
Mhm.
He was primed to make the Olympic
Yeah.
team, but Some bitch
Yep.
cheated. What are you gonna do?
Well, then afterwards,
Mhm.
Tommy Snow Throws got a little into Tommy Snow Blows, and then
yeah,
that's
well,
kind of
that
spiraled out
it
of
went
control there.
all downhill
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah,
Fun guy to party with, though.
tragic story. Yep, he
Yep.
had it
I
all.
think-
He had it all.
I think that was ESPN 20 for 20, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
Yeah.
For 20.
But
Yeah,
I'm talking about
one big
if you're
enough to
watching,
do a hole in.
if you're watching Olympic coverage and you flip on snowball fight, you're gonna stop and
You're
at
staying,
least
yeah.
you're gonna watch
Yeah.
what's going on there for a minute. You see an adult get hit in the face with a snowball by
right?
Hell
Where you
yeah.
get
you
the,
know somebody.
the-
You're gonna be like, hey,
you
yeah,
get the red
Mhm.
face immediately, and then you're
Mhm.
not sure if it's wet from snow or like there's tears coming down, but you kind of get
Mhm.
that like fighting
Mhm.
face. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Are
Yeah.
you crying? No.
Right.
Just really caught up in the moment with a lot of emotion right now.
Different from a country. Yeah, that'd be fun. I like snowball fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, you have one you want to start the argument with, or four, whatever.
Sledding. I'm gonna do sledding here. So what I envision here, this is like the old school blade type sled, right? Where if you hit someone in the shin, you got to kick their fucking ass, but that's not part of
Sure.
this. It's just, but you're
Yep.
like,
I
it's
don't
like
know,
a
could be. That'd be
slalom.
fun too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You got people trying to walk across,
Right?
Yeah.
Like Frogger. Actually, I changed my mind. I want
Yeah.
Frogger on ice.
Snow Frogger. Snow Frogger.
Snow
Yeah.
Frogger.
I picture like a slalom. Now, you can't be as certainly as rigid as a ski slalom. You can't cut that quickly, but you're on a hill and you have to go down on your stomach and maneuver around targets and that type of thing. That's how
Okay.
I picture with the sledding. That's what it is. It could be just as simple as that. But I just think that would be cool because there definitely is there's a skill to it for sure.
Sure.
And there's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
speed on those things. You know what I mean? So
Now,
but go ahead.
now, could you question here? Would there be different level events like there is in my in like the snowball fighting? Could you have like your wooden, what is it, the ace flyer? What was it, the red
Mhm.
red
Radio
flyer?
flyer.
Radio
Yeah.
radio flyer.
Mhm.
And then there's some that are like you go old school and just like the fucking plastic, one
Like a
with the
disc.
like a disc,
Like one on a
that
disc,
level.
Sure, you could do that. Absolutely.
That
So
way
I
you-
almost-
Different types of sled. Yeah.
I thought about sledding and I almost put it on my list as one.
Me too.
And the only reason I didn't was because I was like, is it too close to bobsledding? But in my head, my version of it looked a little bit like it was a race, right? Like there's
Mhm.
multiple people sledding
Could
at
be
the
a
same
race.
time.
Sure.
And it's but you're on snow and not a sheet of ice. And
Right.
it is
Mhm.
wide
Right.
so that there's like you
Yeah.
have to
Yeah, you
basically-
have a whole hill to
Yeah.
maneuver with.
think like
Yeah,
think
I like that.
Mario Kart, but instead of like on a track, you're
Correct.
going downhill on snow and you
Yeah,
have to
you
like
have no barriers
maneuver.
on the
Yeah,
side of you.
it's a race.
No.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get a running start.
Mhm.
You have to like when we were kids, fucking paddle with your hands until you get to the edge and just let gravity take its course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I
sledding.
like that. You have a random ramp or
Yep.
something, and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
there's all kinds of things. I like that. So you can do different events, different types of events, different
You put a
sleds
random
and,
toddler walking across, and you just
Yep.
fucking knock his legs out from under him. He
Yep.
goes flying
Yep.
in the air.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
Yeah, maybe get points for hitting the pedestrian.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nick, are
You
you on
know?
a list of some sort?
I was doing the Michael Jordan thing, Dean. No.
All right. Well, sledding, like it's definitely an interesting event.
I like it. I like it.
You
Mm.
drive me
Nick.
to drink.
Nick, you got something else to argue besides what?
I do. I'm gonna explain to you real quick my other one that I made up. So I had also this was curling slipper race. So to explain, so in curling, and I only really realized this when I went curling a few months back, but on one foot, and if you're watching curling in these games, you'll see people will kick off with one foot and just slide on the other one.
Yeah, yeah.
That's because on the bottom of one shoe, if they have a curling shoe, or if you're going curling recreationally, they will give you at the curling rink a little like a rubber little slippy, like a booty thing to go over
Okay.
your shoe, and it just slides like super easy on the ice, so that you've got traction on one foot, to push off with, and then the other one just slides. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to watch on a sheet of ice? This is a typical race. You could have it in any form. You could have it weave and wind. I think actually that'd be fun because it's on ice. But you have every athlete would have two curling slippers, obviously one on each foot, and then obviously for safety they would be padded up in some type of specialty gear. But I want to watch them on a foot race with zero traction, run as fast as they can on ice and try to win a race. So curling slipper racing is quite literally a foot race on ice with slicker shoes than normal, but lots of padding and, head protection because, we don't want that. But it would be, I feel, entertaining because this is one where I don't know, is there a level of training that you could do to become good at such a thing as that? Or is everyone the same level of basically amateur because there's no way to prepare what kind of reaction or when you will slide on ice? You know what I mean? Or is there a way to where you can learn to control yourself based on running on ice in those conditions? I think it would be interesting to see.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
Again, so far, both of yours require a slight idea that somebody might die.
Yeah. Hey, man,
all right.
have you watched Skeleton? You trying to tell me no one's died doing that, going fucking head first a million miles an hour down a sheet of ice?
Yeah, that's some dumb shit there.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to see anybody get hurt, but, like, let's be real, when you're watching that, aren't you thinking, like, someone could die right now? Like, it's,
A little bit.
that real,
Right, yeah.
So,
All right.
that's curling slipper race.
Okay, let me, I want to defend ice sculpting.
Okay.
Now, Brian, you had ice sculpting as well.
Yep.
I don't know if ours is the same, but my thought goes to like that festival we go to in Medina every year. I want these motherfuckers with chainsaws. I mean, the idea of what these people can do with a fucking chainsaw on ice is insane. Yeah. If you ever seen one live, if you ever watched somebody live do it and sculpt this, it's ridiculous the details that they can go into with a fucking chainsaw. With a chainsaw, I mean, at the end they have their little tools that rough out the edge and shit, but like it's wild what they can do, and I think the skill that it takes to do such a things is definitely Olympic worthy.
Yeah, the same type of thought. I mean, Al and I were talking about this tonight. Actually, it was actually her idea, and I'm like, I love that idea. So, yeah, but you're right. Everybody has the same size block of ice.
Yep.
The same tools, like you said, chainsaw and
whatever
limited things, and there's no limit to what you can create, but it's timed.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So it just you create what you can within a certain time, and then you're judged, and that's it. I mean, it's you could make it a team thing, perhaps. Maybe people have to switch off or something like that, and work with each other's creation and play off each other, and you don't. Maybe they don't know what you're going to make it initially, or it's individual, or whatever. You can do different variations of it. You can do different variations of different size ice or tools.
Yeah, like different levels,
different types of yeah.
But I also, as you were explaining that, had an idea, not necessarily the Winter Olympics, but tag team chainsaw fights. I don't know what games we put that in, but that seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Those are the timber games.
Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. That's perfect.
No, I think it'd be great. You'd see that all kinds of variety of artistic talent, like you said, it would be pretty amazing to see.
Totally. I'm on it.
Okay.
Nick, you got one more? Come on. You got your last
I
one
do.
there?
Igloo building. So
Interesting.
similar to what you guys are saying, you're maybe given. I don't think this one would be a I think the materials would be unlimited in my head, but you would certainly everybody would have the same amount of time,
Hold on,
and you
hold
would.
on, real quick. When you say when you say that they have to have the same materials, what materials comes into igloo building? Shouldn't it be
I'm
just
saying,
like blocks of ice?
yeah. I'm saying materials are unlimited, as in like you don't get a certain amount of ice or whatever. Like
Okay,
basically, it's a timed event,
so
and
if you
you
could do
create.
3 stories with blocks of ice, by all
You
means.
create the most elaborate, and I say igloo loosely, let's call it an ice palette. Whatever you can
Sure.
build as some type of ice fort in a set amount of time as a team, solo, whatever have you. Obviously, when the time runs out, the judges determine which one is the most
Is what it is.
structurally impressive, and that would be the igloo that wins.
I'd like to judge come in and figure out which one of us are the most structurally impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to win that, but anyways, no, I actually like that, Nick. I had thought about something like that, in my different iterations of my list, but yeah, I think that the skill that it would take would be pretty impressive.
I agree. It's funny. Allie suggested that too. We're talking about ideas. That was one of her ideas.
Yeah.
Also, was
Igloo
igloo
building.
building.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Last-
All right. Go ahead.
Hold
You got
on,
one more.
I got ice fishing. Come on.
That's right. You do.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let's. This is just basic. I don't know if it's going to make the cut, but it is a pastime for many people up north. Not just Canada, but the northern states in the U.S. Ice fishing is a lifestyle.
I think it's big in Finland and Sweden and those countries
Yeah.
as well too. Where they're on frozen lakes a lot. And yeah,
what it takes to I don't know. However you judge fucking fishing, you judge ice fishing. The biggest catch,
it's that,
biggest
but on
fish,
ice,
yeah.
like whatever.
Right? But like, there's a skill to it, right? I don't know.
I'm told
It's
there
not gonna
is.
be
I'm
super
not sure
exciting.
I'm convinced, but
I'm not
somehow
either. But
there is.
I know a lot out of everything.
Also not a fisherman, so I don't know.
Out of everything that we've just said, more people do ice fishing than anything else on this list.
Sure. Yeah. Yep.
So that is my argument alone. Is if you're looking at the amount of people, which the Olympics do, look at that, that partake in a certain activity or game, ice fishing on all 3 of our lists has the most participants in general, I believe. So
yeah,
that's what I'm going to say about ice fishing, and I'll leave it at that.
Side quest, I don't know if any of you guys agree, but I've always wanted to go ice fishing.
Absolutely.
I would love to sit in one of those little shanties on the ice and drill a hole and just sit there and chug beers and wait for something to fucking tug on the pole. I think it would be awesome.
I look at that as like hunting. Like, I'm a horrible fisherman and I've never been hunting, but I want to do the art of it. I want to wake up early, get all dressed up, get the gun. I don't want to actually fucking shoot something. I don't even know if I could. I look at it down the barrel. I'm like, oh, I can't kill you.
Yeah.
But I just want to like just sit there in the camaraderie of like going hunting with the boys, going fishing with the boys. I want that. And then that's how I look at ice fishing.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm like, you could take the pole and the hole in the ice away, and if you put a shack on a sheet of ice and beers and friends, I'd just go do that. Like,
I'm there.
That sounds cool. I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
There again, it's another excuse to drink very early in the morning. You go out at like 6 a.m., crack a beer, just sit in a fucking cold with big ass overalls that are insulated on. You just fucking sit there and like that's
you got
awesome.
a fucking heater in there and it's so cold it doesn't even like. The heater doesn't even touch the ice, but it keeps you slightly warm, I guess.
Right, yeah. You're like make-believe roughing it, kind of, and drinking. It's fun.
But your house is just outside.
I do. I just go out and drink in the snow sometimes. When it snows like crazy, I'll just go stand outside and have a beer. Just like, it's cool.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's like a shower beer, but in the snow.
Yeah, it's fun. We're such fake, like, dudes.
Mhm. Well, we're definitely not real dudes. No. We're far from that. Our,
Or any
our
go
beards
ahead.
have multiple ways to be looked at.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Everybody made a good case.
Mm-hmm.
Any we feel like, okay, let's start with one on the list. Is there any? Do we convince anybody to
I
put any
have
one of these on the list? Go
I
ahead.
have two front runners for me. One's
Okay.
mine and one's not, but I have two that
Okay.
I definitely want on.
Mhm.
One, I'm just going hard for hockey tennis. I feel like it meets the criteria. It is on ice, and it would be the best display of athleticism, probably of anything on our list. And although the Olympic Games are not always uh, athletically centered, I feel like that's a big part of it, is like being to train to do something, and it's a completely new sport. So I think that would be really cool. And again, I just think, like, I mean, you imagine, like, when you're watching hockey and you see like a good hard hockey stop and that ice spraying, imagine that, like, every time that ball's going back and forth, it's you know what I mean? You're just going to all these different angles and trying to cover all your ground. And like, I think of mine, that's my favorite one. I feel like it would be the best display of athleticism and skill, and winter based. Yes.
Let me go ahead and second that real quick for you.
Okay.
I don't exactly know what's in your head. I like kind of the rough concept you get us, but I'm going to actually second this for the simple idea, because I'm watching Olympics right now, and this young lady's figure skating, and the crowd is going mild.
hmm
And I think what you have described, you would have a raucous, rowdy crowd like you would at a hockey game. And I think that's a good thing for live at the Olympics
Mhm.
and for televised thing, to see so many people like into it and cheering it. Like, I think it would end up being a fan favorite. So
Sure.
in that, I'm going to second your ice tennis.
And you got to think, you would need someone with the skill of a figure skater, skating wise, because, and that's not taking anything away from hockey players, obviously, but like the quickness that you would have to change direction constantly, like you would
And
have
in
to
short
be
bursts.
a really good skater. Yes, it's a
You
lot of
don't
stopping
have
and starting.
Yeah, you don't have that big of a
Right.
area. You can't go all the way
Now,
out of bounds every time. I don't know.
you could, if you make a good shot, and because sometimes when you're watching tennis, somebody makes a good shot deep and they've got time to kind of
No,
reset their
yes,
position.
but I'm
So you
saying
could do the
in
crossover turn and like
general, you're going
regain
to be
position.
going short back and
Yes.
forth in
Yes.
general.
Right.
So, all right.
I'm going to give you that one because
Okay.
it just the, like you say, the fact that you spent the time to envision it and work up a plan and create a new sport. I like the fact that you're creating something brand new as well. So I don't know what it is either, but I think it would be entertaining to see. And
Absolutely.
there you go. We'll give it to you.
Hockey
Number
tennis.
1 on our list.
All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would either one of you like to make a case? I know I have
Well,
the
Nick,
one
you
that
said-
you
Nick,
both have.
Finish your
Yeah,
thought.
you
Yep.
said you had that second one.
Yeah, my second one that I initially, upon hearing it, wasn't super like over the top about, but the more you guys talked about it and laid it out, I thought snowball fighting was a great pick. And I'm like, that would be interesting to watch, especially when you have different versions of it, whether it's single or it's teams, or you can
Yep.
even have
Mhm.
different versions of it where, yes, one is a dodgeball style, another is
Mhm.
like a
Could be a
king of the,
skill.
or like a
Sure.
capture the flag style. Like
Mhm.
that's really cool because there are, yeah, like you said, in like figure skating, there's different types. There's doubles, and there's
Yep.
they do the synchronized thing, and they do there's different types of free form figure skating and all that stuff. So you could really take that basic idea and go a lot of different directions with it. So snowball fighting, initially I was like, oh, okay, snowball fighting, yeah. But when we started all talking about it, I was like, I think that one really has a lot of potential. Like actually, like is something that could be like turned into an Olympic game.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Dean, what do you think? Are you want to? Are you?
I'm going to make an argument for one,
Mhm.
and I'm going to make an argument for sledding. Wasn't on my list,
Mhm.
but I love the idea because there are so many, skis and downhills and bobsled. I think it fits in naturally with the Winter Olympics. It would, and
Yeah.
it gives you that childhood nostalgia.
Yeah.
That some of these games, a lot of these games don't have, and I think
Yeah.
that would pull at the hearts of viewers, live and on TV alike. And like we said, the different, you use different sleds for different competitions, but sledding as in a general thing, I like that idea.
I do like that. I initially, that was, like I said, I thought of it and then I didn't put it on my list because I was like, I think it's too close to bobsledding. Like it's basically
Mhm.
the same thing. But we talked about it, it's different. But and also, has the fact that the luge exists stopped skeleton from being an Olympic game? No, they're very similar. They're just you're
Mhm.
going down the ice in a different direction. I mean, like
Right,
it's
that's
head
really
first.
what it is.
It's
Right.
I mean, skeleton is luge, but head first. I mean, it's kind of the
Yeah,
same thing.
I mean, yeah, I guess technically you'd have to wear a helmet, for rules and
Mhm.
regulations and whatnot. But still, you still have like the old school sled. You can have the old school race. You could have the radial flyer race. There's so many different
Yeah.
avenues you can go with that.
And think of the cool helmets. They'd probably wear like skeleton or luge helmets. And we saw those cool paint jobs. The guy had like the venom
Yeah.
mask for
Yeah,
the,
very cool.
for a
Mhm.
skeleton. Like how cool would it be when like for those, like everybody's got their like helmets painted up, like they got little toboggans and toques on, like old school, like they look like they're wearing a toque but painted on the helmet. That'd be awesome.
The U.S. team, if it's a team event, all of them with the colors and whatnot of each of the characters of South Park.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I still like the idea of sledding as well. You're right, because I wasn't even thinking the different variations. But yeah, like you say, there's so many of it, and that'd be definitely an event where, like you said, the average person could watch and be like, you know what, I could do that. I've done that before. I have done that before. I could do this, and I mean, you couldn't at a high level, probably, of course, but yeah, I just like the different variations of it. Toboggan race, like you said, the skill with the controllable blade type sled. There's all kinds of different things that you could do.
Yeah.
So I think it's a fun event.
I've been turned on sledding. I would allow sledding.
Okay.
All
So
right.
that's two.
Sledding is
Sledding.
number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ice.
We have
hockey, tennis.
Hockey, tennis, snowball fighting, and sledding. We need a 4 and a 5.
So snowball
Okay.
fighting we're going with as well, right? So yeah, so Nick was convinced of that, and
He
we're
did.
sticking
He
with that,
did.
Dean. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I still like that.
Let me
Mhm.
argue. Please let me argue ice sculpting.
Okay.
Out of all of these events that we've talked about, I've been in snowball fights. Not very good. I've been sledding. Believe it or not, not very good. I fall off. Actually, I'm looking at all these. I would be horrible at all these. But the one that I've seen that I know that I couldn't
They're
even
Olympic smoking
fathom.
darts outside in the snow.
Yeah, that's about
that I could
all
do.
I'm gonna. If there's anything beyond gold medal, I got
Platinum
that.
medal.
No, ice sculpting.
Hmm.
Just to watch somebody do that in person is insane. Just like a cut here, and you're like, what? It's kind of like those. You guys ever watch those YouTube videos of those street art people who are just spray painting these things? You don't know, like it's just a mess until like they get to the end and you're like, oh shit! Like you see the big picture.
Mhm.
And you see like the actual whatever beautiful scenery that they've done. That's what ice sculpting is to me. To see it
Mhm.
live, to see somebody do that with a chainsaw is ridiculous.
Mhm.
And it is beyond a skill. It is an art.
Yeah. It is certainly the most, I would say, skill based of the activities we've brought up.
Yep.
And yeah, I could definitely see that. Because it is and it, like just to sit there and kind of watch what people create, I think would be very interesting.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna throw something out here. So I know I put ice sculpting as well, but Nick got me thinking too with the igloo building, right? So the igloo building, to argue on behalf of that, is that certainly could be different variations as well. That could be a team sport, and you could have very
Yes.
defined. You could have very defined rules. And this particular event is the biggest. You could have different
2x2
particulars.
blocks, or
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you say, with the materials or the height and this and that, how high someone could stand up in it. There's all kinds of different things that you can do.
Yep.
And the more I think about it, I think, again, even though I had ice sculpting on my, I think from a Olympic sport, a team type sport, I think the igloo building would be a better Olympic event. Ice sculpting, I love. It'd be super entertaining to see. But then the more I think about it, you could get into
we have
like
two left.
how do you judge art? Someone's judging art at the end of the day,
Okay.
and you may,
Okay,
you know
but-
what I'm saying.
but think
So
of
that
it-
might
but
be a
think
little
of
bit
it this
different.
way.
Architectural
No,
kind
no,
of
no.
one is
Mhm.
No, no.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I could watch somebody like these figure skaters spin in the circle and jump. As long as they don't
Well,
fall
that's
in
true.
their form, it
That's
is
true.
the judge's decision on how pretty that was.
Well, that is true.
And
That is
so
true.
there are things
lot of it is that.
you have judges giving their opinions on, and that would be kind of similar.
Well, Fair enough. You're right.
The igloo building and the ice sculpture would have the same mentality of judges.
sure.
Okay.
Unless, like Brian said, unless you have different versions of what the criteria is in igloo building. Let's say we're
Right, but-
going
but
for
you're
height,
all-
we're going for structure, whatever.
okay.
Like,
But you still, if you had like a structurally sound igloo and it looked like dog shit compared to like a lesser one that's smaller, but it's like beautiful. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's a judge. Yes, you're going to have them judge on technique, which ice skaters do. You can have
Yep.
them judge on looks. There are different things that judges, write down on their scorecards and then add them up to the end number.
That's
Yeah.
a fair point. All right. Okay. You could.
So if
Thing I'm going
I
to stick
may-
with. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Okay, if I may, we can serve both masters if Nick bows out with his curling shoe dancing or whatever curling shoe
I
race.
haven't gone to bat yet for ice fishing.
Okay,
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
No, I joke. I was almost gonna say I argue that of what's left, we just kind of let ice fishing just be. That's no disrespect, and I
agree.
mentioned,
I actually
don't
put
know.
it on
I'm not
there
a
as
fisherman,
an honorable.
so I'm sure there is skill to it, and I just probably don't understand it. However, I'm also thinking from a spectator standpoint of what was brought here. That's the
would
one I
be
want to
boring.
watch on TV, the very least.
That's true. That is
But
true.
it's
So
the one we
I will-
all
yeah.
want to do the most.
Right.
We're too old for
that's
fucking
fair.
sledding and snowball
fair.
fights, but God damn it, give us beer in a shack on
Yeah.
ice, and we'll
Yeah.
do the podcast from an ice shed.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Put a shed on the
My
grass.
only-
I don't care. That's
My
fine.
only argument for curling slipper race is that
Okay,
of
go
the
ahead.
things we have brought to the table, it is one of the ones that requires more athleticism than some others.
Sure.
But ultimately, I am torn with my own idea of not knowing the simple, like I brought up before, the simple question is, can you train yourself to do that well? Or
Hmm.
is it random? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like if you're running on ice, can you train for that? Can you become
You-
good at it?
You
Or
probably can. There's a lot of
is
athletic people
You
out
know,
there.
whatever happens, kind of however, I don't know.
I mean,
So that-
the fun part would be watching, 5 people line up and run, and it looks like Scooby and Shaggy trying to get their
Mhm.
traction before running from a monster. I figure
Mhm.
that's what the whole race looks like.
Yeah.
Just flailing feet,
Sure.
which
I
still
will-
would be fun.
But I will give you this. Of curling slipper race, ice sculpting, and igloo building, I'm probably the most okay with having the two ice building, sculpting in
Mm.
there over curling slipper race, only because I think now, that being said, Curling slipper race is going to be the most fun to watch of those three.
Right.
For me.
Because
That's
somebody's
the one
going to break a leg.
Spectator-wise, that's the one I want to watch the most. And it's for the wrong reasons. It's not because I want to be impressed with athleticism. It's because I want to see what the fuck's going to happen.
You
I don't
wanna
want
see
to
a
see anyone
train
get
wreck.
hurt, but I also want to,
No,
you know,
you
and
do.
people
You
are going to
do.
fall. And okay, you guys ever watch those videos that come up on Instagram and they're like, people have different colored marbles and they send them through this like random thing, and it's this little maze and there's little wheels that turn and ping pong things, and sometimes, you know, the blue one gets ahead of the pink and then red comes out of nowhere, and you know what I'm talking about, like the little marble race videos
Yes.
that people do. They
Not
put them
o-
through like
not-
this giant, like
Not
elaborate
only
thing.
do I know what you're talking about, during COVID, that was on ESPN2. I'm not
Oh my
fucking
gosh,
joking.
I think you're right.
There was
Yeah,
marble because like
yeah.
during COVID,
You're
there
right,
were
yeah.
no sports were happening. So we went to Ignite where they had all the shields up. You had to wear a mask and only pull it up to take your fucking sip of beer.
Yeah.
But on TV was fucking marble racing. It was awesome.
Yeah. Weird
Wow.
time.
So
Mhm.
those videos and stuff, like, yes, but that it would be the same thing as just the random. I'd be like, what's, you know, like who's gonna? You might think this one's gonna win, and then it's human marble racing. I feel like is what
Yeah.
it would be. So it would be. I think I would
Be a car
rather
crash.
watch. I would rather watch that on TV than any of the other of the three that we have kind of up for these last couple spots. But I think from the integrity aspect and like watching like artistry and skill,
Mhm.
I would be more inclined to go with ice sculpting and igloo building.
I agree.
Thoughts?
Sure.
No, you are right.
Yeah,
you
I
said
agree.
it perfectly.
Yep.
So I think we got the last two, gentlemen.
Well, there it is.
We are putting in
Lock it in.
igloo building and ice sculpting.
Okay. So what do we got?
All right. And hold on, finish writing them here.
Hockey, tennis,
Hockey, tennis,
snowball fighting.
correct?
Oh, sorry, you can do it.
No, I'm just writing them down so we know later.
Okay.
Hockey, tennis, snowball fighting, sledding,
Mhm.
igloo building, and ice sculpting.
There you go. There you
That's
have it.
solid.
Olympic board. Your
I
work's
will
done
turn
for
on-
you.
I will turn on
2030.
the 2030 Olympics right now.
Yep.
Tell you that.
Yep.
And an exhibition event, curling slipper racing. There you have it.
There it
As
is.
an exhibition.
There you
That's
go.
right.
There
Yep,
you go.
That's right.
I like it.
Yep.
Well, we didn't solve the world's problems, boys, but we sure did solve the Olympic Committee's problems.
We sure did. We sure did. And if you're on the internet and you're bored, let us solve your problems. Why don't you go ahead and find us on all of our social media accounts? Make sure that you're subscribed and that you've liked us and that you're in the know with what's going on with Convincing Idiots week after week. And if you haven't done that, let me help you out there. You need to go to Google and type in Convincing Idiots Linktree, and you can find those links there, as well as perhaps decking yourself out in some sweet, sweet Convincing Idiots swag, or finding where to listen to this podcast each and every week. You can also find that, and including ways to help out the show, our email address, all that good stuff is also available on our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. This has been episode 281
One.
of Convincing Idiots. I am Millennial Nick.
I am the Daniel Dean.
Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you that this is in fact episode 281? I'm not all the way there yet, but
I'm not convinced.
you guys
If
sounded
it's-
pretty sure. I don't know.
I have an argument. Oh, bye.
Cheers.
Hey there, if you like that video, or if you just like to watch us make fools of ourselves, please like and subscribe to this channel. We really appreciate it, and we hope to see you back here.
5, 4, 3. That's 3.
Hey, you out there. Did you listen to come in? Did him bit then?
You fucking Cajun all of a sudden? What the fuck happened here?
They're gonna come on there, damn there.
Mhm.
If you want to listen to him, it's on the over there. Big dog coming there. Stupid big old.
Well, now let him come in. He's gonna eat you, crawdad.
You know, I'm gonna sim it there.
Oh, wait.